In this episode, Mr. Mackey joins an anti-immigrant squad, one that's laser-focused on targeting Mexicans, an organization founded by none other than Donald Trump. It all starts at South Park Elementary. The situation with Jesus hasn't changed a bit. He's still strolling around the school without a care in the world. Kyle is furious about the constant jokes and comments aimed at Jews on a certain podcast. As far as he's concerned, it's gone way too far. The misogyny has ramped up too. People are openly saying all women are sluts and only good for killing babies. Stan tries to calm everyone down, but since he's not part of the groups being targeted, it's easy for him to speak from that position. When Eric shows up, he gets the full rundown. Nobody at South Park Elementary likes Clyde or his so-called debate podcast. Wendy and Kyle confront him, but Clyde just brushes off their complaints, calling them Jew and feminist stuff. Later, Mr. Mackey calls Clyde into his office. He wants to know why he says all that stuff. Clyde stays calm and says it's all about the money. Being a kid isn't cheap these days. You've got to pay for Xbox, PS5, Steam, Netflix, HBO, DoorDash. His weekly expenses run about 60 bucks. Mr. Mackey tries to explain that there are more important things than money, like being kind, making people smile, and helping others. But the conversation gets cut short when the principal walks in just to tell Mr. Mackey he's fired. The government is cutting unnecessary school expenses, and apparently his services are no longer needed. Mackey asks what could possibly be more important than a school counselor, and the principal says they've already got the best one, the Bible. Later on a new episode of the Clyde Donovan podcast, Clyde takes things up a notch. He makes cancel-worthy remarks about Jews, bashes women, and insists that white people are the ones truly disadvantaged. Eric comes in ready to debate, but before he can even speak, Clyde launches into a powdered supplement ad. It's a debate disguised as a commercial, anything to make more money. Meanwhile, Mr. Mackey heads to the bank to cut back on expenses. Now that he's unemployed, every penny counts. That's when he finds out he's spending $8 grand a month and that nobody's hiring school counselors. The banker hands him a brochure for a job at ICE. The job's simple: catch immigrants. Mackey doesn't want to take it. His whole life's work has been about helping people, but he changes his mind when he hears the pay: $100 grand a year plus a $50,000 signing bonus. No experience, no degree, not even physical fitness required. Meanwhile, Clyde is live on his podcast. Today's mission: take down anyone who calls themselves a liberal. Butters is up first, and he throws out what he thinks is a solid argument. If nothing good ever came from Jews, then what about bagels? Clyde fires back with a question of his own. What's the definition of a woman? Butters can't answer, and Clyde jumps on the opportunity to make it clear. Male or female is determined by science and the Bible. Next, Betsy shows up, upset because Clyde called the girls' soccer team a Marxist indoctrination factory, even after they beat the boys' team 4-0. Clyde replies that women have it easy living in the US, so it's no surprise they won. That's when Eric shows up, demanding his spot as the debate champion. Then Baby Steven steps in, taking shots at his hairstyle. Out of comebacks, Eric makes up a Bible verse and throws insults just to get her off his back. Elsewhere, Mr. Mackey shows up for his job interview. Turns out the process is easier than expected. They hire him the moment he says he's in debt. The second step is an orientation video from the head of Homeland Security. The video is hosted by Kristi Noem, explaining that sometimes you have to sacrifice certain things for the greater good, even if that means shooting a few puppies. With training officially complete, they're ready for their first mission. They're armed to the teeth and sent out on a hunt. Meanwhile, Eric is busy ripping into liberal students who insist they alone have rights over their own bodies. He throws out the question, why is it that when a pregnant woman is murdered, the attacker is charged with double homicide? Is that just a matter of belief? According to him, it's not, it's the truth. Life begins at the moment of conception. He's broadcasting all of this from the bathroom. His mom bangs on the door, demanding he come out. She's sick of his debates. But Eric can't stop. He's finally landed a sponsorship from a protein powder brand, and he's got to keep arguing for at least a couple more hours. Meanwhile, Mr. Mackey shows up at a Dora the Explorer event, the perfect place, according to them, to catch immigrants. Without a second thought, Kristi shoots a puppy wandering nearby. The boss congratulates Mackey on his excellent work, even though her face looks like it's melting as she talks, until a quick Botox touch-up gets her looking brand new again. Elsewhere, Eric is deep into another debate, this time about abortion. His mom scolds him, but he stands his ground. His arguments are rock solid, and he just can't help destroying clueless college kids. She begs him to shut the laptop and leave those poor girls alone. In another part of town, thousands are protesting against ICE. Many victims of their raids are kind, hardworking, faithful, and caring people. Some even say there must be plenty of Latinos in heaven, and if there are Latinos in heaven, then ICE will go after them too. Christie makes it clear they should only detain the brown-skinned ones, to question them and confirm whether they entered heaven legally. The captain thanks Mackey once again for the great work he's doing. She mentions that the president gives bonuses to the top recruits, but before she can finish, her face literally falls off this time. They patch her up quickly before it gets any worse. Later, at the Charlie Kirk Awards, the third annual event for young debate champions, the top honor goes to the brave young man who's out-debated everyone. But the winner isn't just getting a trophy, he's also getting an all-expenses-paid vacation at a 5-star resort. Eric, sure the award would go to him, is furious when he finds out the winner is Clyde Donovan. Refusing to accept the decision, Eric is dragged out by his mom. Meanwhile, Mackey heads back to the bank to check on his debt. The good news, he now has 10 grand to spend. The bad news, his expenses are 12 grand, so he's still in the red. That's when ICE shows up, and Christie gives him great news. The president will personally cover his $12,000 monthly expenses and thank him in person at Mar-a-Lago, a historic estate in Palm Beach, Florida. When he arrives, Trump is there waiting, alongside Vice President Vance, who announces the arrival of ICE's newest member. Mackey gets a warm welcome, they hand him a drink to make him feel at home, and Trump wastes no time pitching him an incredible opportunity to make more money than he could ever imagine. Mackey is being offered a promotion. He'll become the new face of the Department of Homeland Security, with full access to everything Mar-a-Lago has to offer. Kristi Noem had been the face of the department, but Trump's worried about her face literally falling off on a regular basis, so he's decided to replace her with Mackey. But things take a darker turn when Trump gives him a little peek into his private dealings with Satan. It's so twisted that Mackey immediately backs out of accepting the job and looks for the nearest exit, only to find something even stranger. Behind one of the doors, he runs into Clyde, who doesn't look happy at all. Even though he now has everything a kid could ever want, it's not what he truly wanted. Almost without realizing it, Mackey slips back into his counselor role and offers some encouragement doing something you don't believe in. Just to cover expenses only makes you sadder and makes the bills pile up even more. Mackey comes clean about who he really is and rediscovers his purpose. He's a counselor, and his job is to help people. Mar-a-Lago isn't the place for either of them. They just have to figure out a way to get out. Outside, Crypto soars across the sky until Christie shoots him down. She's only there to reclaim what's hers and make sure she's not replaced. At that moment, her face falls off yet again. Mackey, Clyde, and Dora use the distraction to make their escape, bringing this episode to a close.